welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who may or may not already know, my name is Alex, aka Yellowberry. By the title, you already know what we're going to be speaking about today. I posed a question on my Instagram. For those of you who do not follow me on Instagram, make sure that you do. My Instagram name is going to be down below in the description box as well as on the screen, so make sure I get that follow. Anyway, I asked a question on Instagram basically saying if you have any questions or comments in regards to pregnancy, my pregnancy, how I'm dealing with things throughout coronavirus, and whatever is on your mind, put it in a little question box below. Now I'm just gonna get into all the questions that everybody has asked me. The first question is, how do you feel about giving birth? Are you scared, excited, etc.? So I don't feel like I'm that far in my pregnancy where I'm thinking about the actual what I'm going to endure during birth. I am excited to see the baby. I'm excited to meet the baby. I'm excited to see what life will be now that the baby's here. I am planning to give birth at a birthing center. If not at a birthing center, I'm planning to do a home birth. I'm definitely not trying to give birth in a hospital. This was the plan before coronavirus even came about. Am I excited? Right now, no. I'm a bit more overwhelmed because there's just so much into putting into your birthing plan that I don't really have any emotions as far as giving birth. But I do feel like I am a bit overwhelmed with trying to get prepared for the birth, if that made sense or answered your question. Then, second question. What has been your worst pregnancy symptom? My worst pregnancy symptom was in my first trimester when I had sciatica. I want to thank Jesus that is gone. I'm hoping that was just a first trimester thing and I won't experience it throughout the rest of my pregnancy. But sciatica hurt so bad. I touched on it in one of my other videos. Third question, already it's a statement. I guess the person, they said pregnancy for the first time. I guess, like, how is it? Not to brag, but I love it. I literally love it. People say the first trimester is the worst, and by far it has been my worst trimester. But even my first trimester, there was nothing to complain about. There was no motion sickness. The most I had issues with was my attitude and just like emotionally just feeling attacked about every little thing. But other than that, this pregnancy is so good. Like, if all my pregnancies would be like this, I will give birth. I will have 10 kids. That's it, 10 kids back to back. The fourth question, what personal adjustments have you made in preparation for baby's arrival? So, okay, that's a good question. I definitely watch how I spend money to make sure that when the baby comes, I'm not struggling. You guys know everything going on with COVID and stuff like that. And in my previous video, I did say that I'm not working. So definitely have to be conscious about that. Dad and I always talk about like what we can do and like just mentally kind of figuring things out. So I guess it's more mental preparation that we're doing versus like actual physically preparing for things. So like getting things in order to have things prepared, if that makes sense. The fifth question, how was it when you felt him or her move and what did it feel like? So, oh my gosh, I've been feeling the baby moving for a few, maybe 2 months now. In the beginning, it felt like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't want to say it felt like little kicks, because if you've never felt little kicks before, that don't mean anything to you. But it literally feels like, okay, like, say for instance, like somebody's going like go like this to your hand, but like imagine that your hand is your stomach. So imagine like you're feeling this inside of you, but not as like obvious. Like you're not gonna literally feel, at least my baby's not big enough that I'm actually feeling like a knuckle in my stomach. But it's like a really cute feeling. It's like I like when I put my hand on my stomach, and I guess like the warmth of my stomach, if I put my hand, if I put my hand off of my stomach, it's like the baby will like, hello, wait, come back please, I like the warmth there. It's just a really cool feeling. It's just like, wow, like I could just only imagine the baby's in there just like just moving and turning around. I do feel when the baby like literally turns, So the baby will go in a position where I'm guessing it'll just be floating at the top, and then it'll kind of settle towards like the bottom of my like pubic, like the top of my pubic bone. And that, it doesn't hurt, but it's just like, oh, like, it's like, all right, like, it's just like it's like something is kind of tight, and it's just like, but it doesn't hurt. It's just uncomfortable, but it's bearable. Like, you don't feel like you're gonna die, or like, oh my god, get this thing out of me. But again, I'm fairly small. The baby is not a huge baby as yet, so check me in a couple of weeks. Question number 6. Did your doctor say that pregnant women are at any greater risk to catch the virus? So I haven't had much conversation. Okay, so let's bring this back. I actually see a midwife. Well, midwives. We haven't really spoken much about corona. I've only been to the doctor once since like the corona pandemic in the city has, well, the midwife once since the city has shut down. And the way that my appointments are, especially because I am having a very healthy pregnancy, I don't really have much interaction with my midwives when I see them. So I'll check in, I'll see the lady that does like my vitals, I guess that's a nursing assistant or midwife assistant, I don't know. And then I'll go in for a sonogram, and then after I do my sonogram, then I'll go speak to a midwife who is like a doctor, and then she'll just go over my last like blood results and tell me little things and just ask me how I'm feeling, and that's it. So there wasn't much conversation. The most conversation we had about that was, have you been taking precaution, or what are you doing and to keep yourself safe from corona? Oh, I've been wearing a mask and gloves and I've been staying home. Okay, perfect, that's good. Have you been drinking your water? I'm trying. Okay, we'll try to drink more water. So there has not been any intimate conversations in regards to coronavirus. My prenatal care in general is just not really as intimate as I thought that it would be. Just want to throw that in there. When I got pregnant, and I actually kind of know this from my best friend who just recently had a baby, she basically just said that she didn't feel like she had any like kind of personal connection to her doctor. And I'm kind of feeling the same way as well with my midwives. Again, because I'm having a healthy pregnancy, there's not much to talk about. I don't want to say I'm early in my pregnancy, because I'm not, but there's just not much to talk about. So it's kind of just like, okay, you're fine, your blood work is fine, your urine is fine, this is fine, your levels are fine, blah, blah, blah. All right, you can go. The most interaction I have in my doctor's office is when I'm with the sonographer, the person that's doing my sonogram, and I'm seeing the baby, and we're talking about the baby and seeing the baby suck its thumb and flip around and turn around, and oh my gosh, the head looks like daddy and stuff like that. But as far as like the intimacy, I don't have that. I'm not too sure if that's something that is lacked in like prenatal care. I don't know if this is normal. I don't know if it's not normal. But again, I'm just going to chalk it up to the fact that I have a healthy pregnancy. I just kind of figured that's my first pregnancy. I'm going to be getting an abundance of information, but I'll tell you how the rest of it goes. Because maybe when I get more to the end of my pregnancy, they'll start like informing me of more things and Lamaze classes and this and that and what I should be doing and what are the next steps and X, Y, and Z. But as of right now, no. So even as far as the coronavirus conversation, once they asked me, have I been taking my preventative measures, and I said yes, that was it. It was like, okay, that's good, good. So yeah. Number 7, if you're still going to the doctor normally for your checkups. So yeah, I kind of touched on the previous question. I am still going to my doctor's appointments regularly. They are once every month. So again, I have only been to the doctor once since the city has shut down. I have another appointment in a couple of weeks. Ironically, my last appointment, doctor's offices, hospitals, any healthcare place, the father or like one other person cannot be in the room with you. So lucky for us, my appointment was actually very early in the afternoon. So I was only there for a sonogram. And when I went there, the receptionist basically told me that dad cannot come in the room. That broke my heart because he has been to every single appointment. So I'm just like, we're not going to stop here. You can test us. We don't have corona. But again, I understood. But again, luckily, like I said, I'm lucky. The sonographer wasn't there. So I actually had to come back for 6, 7 o'clock. And at that time, they said that he'll be able to come inside. I don't see what the difference was. But whatever, I'm grateful for it. So For my next appointment, I'm really hoping that I will still have that, what's the word? Baby brain. I will still have that luxury. Question number 8. Are you having anxiety due to the virus? I'm not having anxiety at all. Like, not even the least bit of anxiety. Question number 9, I think. Do you have morning sickness? No, I do not, and I intend to keep it that way. Question number 10. What do you do to keep a calm and positive attitude during such a stressful time? That is a great question. So, I pray. That's one. You cannot pray and worry. It just doesn't make sense. I give those burdens onto God, and again, as I said, there's a thin line between having faith and being retarded. So I definitely listen to the news. I take what they say by a grain of salt sometimes, and I just use common sense. I also, another thing that I freaking do, that I love that I do, is that I have such a positive, optimistic outlook on basically everything. And for me right now, it's like I'm healthy, my mom is healthy, my dad is healthy, my dog is healthy, my cat is healthy, my immediate friends are healthy, my boyfriend is healthy, his family is healthy. What am I panicking about? You know what I'm saying? There are people who are losing loved ones. There are people who are sick themselves. There are people who are going through things that actually require those unwarranted emotions. So why am I wasting that now when nothing's happening? Because God forbid when somebody I know, or God forbid me or the baby gets sick, or something happens during my pregnancy throughout this time, I'm not able to get the care, that's when I should start putting the worry on, those negative emotions. But for right now, everybody's good. Like, what am I about to go crazy for? So I don't think that it's smart to cause that anxiety and stress on yourself when literally there's so much that you can be grateful for. Like, again, I wake up, my parents are healthy, they are working, their food is still being provided, money is still coming inside of the household, my boyfriend is still working, I'm doing my thing how I do it, you know what I'm saying, selling my drugs and my credit cards on the side. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Nah, that's really a joke. I'm just kidding. But you know what I'm saying? There's just so much to be grateful for. Why am I focusing on what's not happening or what could happen? So that's really what keeps your girl grounded. And this is the last question. Question number 11. Somebody asked me, at what age do you want to have a kid? At this point in the game, I think the question should be, at what age will you have a kid? And I will be 25 when I give birth to my little cute little baby. When I was younger, the age that I always said I wanted to have a baby was like 27. I thought at that age life would be so perfect. Like, you know, I'll be doing this, I'll be well traveled, I'll be well into my career and blah blah blah. But I don't know about y'all, but I'm realizing as you get older and you're reaching these ages, you're like, damn, like there's always a different problem at each age, or there's always like a different milestone, or like you look back like, damn, when I was 10, I thought when I was 25 I would have a house, 2 kids, a dog, my kids is about to have grandkids, type of thing, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. That'll be the end of this Q&A. If you guys have any more questions or comments, please don't hesitate to comment down below. I'd love to give you some insight, some more insight about pregnancy, my pregnancy, coronavirus, and X, Y, and Z. If you need somebody to talk to during this coronavirus thing, and I'm like one of the positive people still standing strong during this time, I don't mind if you guys hit me up. I'm down to talk. As you can see, I love to talk. But again, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.